Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to our 7 keys to chakra balancing workshop. Today we are on day 3 of our solar plexus. So we have a lot to unpack here. So if you are joining me for the first time, welcome. My name is Princess Leah. I'm an intuitive channeler and performing artist, healing artist, using the tools of music, dance, words, tarot, oracles to pull the highest frequencies from spirit to heal the heart of a woman and the soul of mankind through conscious love. I have been studying the chakras and the energies since 2016, more heavily so. So this is definitely something I have been on a personal journey around and for, specifically since I had my son in 2016, when a lot of inner child adversity and traumas came up that I hadn't realized that I had been suppressing and oppressing since for about 2 decades, about 20 years. So since I had my son, the last 8 years, I've been on a very deep, transformative journey of my chakra energy healing. And since we are here in the year of 2025, we are in the year of the snake. And that is that Kundalini rising. That is us bringing our energy into a higher dimension, raising our frequencies with the Pisces North Node also for the next 18 months is also a major awakening to our spiritual highest selves. And spiritual highest selves look differently. It's not a religious thing, it's not based on the dogma of spiritual practices and rules. It's not about whether or not you can please another person, place, entity, or thing. This is about tapping into the wisdom of your soul, the wisdom of your soul frequency. So each day during this chakra balancing workshop, we are going to be raising our vibrations, going into a super deep dive into each chakra so that we can balance and heal and raise that frequency into conscious love. Hi, welcome on, Nathan. Thank you so much for those blessings. May the force be with you. Thank you so much. May the force be with you as well. Yes, tenfold back to you. Grounding is very awesome. It really is. So I'm glad that you're here to join us. I'm glad that you're here. If you are familiar with the chakras, today we are on the solar plexus. This is your chi. This is where the life force energy is. So the force is with us all. Absolutely. And I love that you say that because, yes, my name is Princess Leah. No, my parents are not Star Wars fans, but yes, the force is with me and may it be with you as well. So, the solar plexus is all about that chi, about living in your, that gut knowing. When they say, I got a gut feeling, that's your chi, that's your second brain, okay? Our gut is our second brain. This is where it stores our self willpower, our determination, our self discipline, control, how we move, how we take all of this energy and push it into reality, into manifestation. Okay, and so definitely is an important space to make sure that we can keep balanced and healthy. Because yes, the prana, absolutely, I love this. And so our the low vibrations of the solar plexus that a lot of people don't realize is shame. And so when we have a distorted or a blocked or an out of balance solar plexus, we may be feeling a lot of shame. Shame is I did something wrong and I am bad for it. I'm a bad person. Hello, welcome on everyone. Welcome. And that is something when we live in shame, which society, and when it comes to the dogmatic parts of religion, there can be a lot of guilt, which is the lower vibration in our sacral of I did wrong, so I feel bad, and shame in our solar plexus. I did wrong, therefore I am bad. And that can really mess up our psyche. It can really mess up this belief, our belief systems of who we are. That's why it's so important that we can come to a space where we can heal and we can rise above those frequencies, and we can look at our mistakes not as things to guilt or shame ourselves about, but to learn from, to grow from. You know, Abraham Hicks says you can't get it wrong because you can't get it done. You can't get it wrong because you'll never get it done. Why? You'll never get it done because we're always expanding. Our consciousness is always expanding. We go through a expansion and a contrast inevitably. It's the infinite omni inhale and exhale. Right? When you breathe in, right? Exactly where your diaphragm is. When you're breathing in, you are what? Expanding. When you breathe out, you are contracting. Our life goes through these ebbs and flows of expansion and contractions too, but we have been egoically taught that the expansions are the only productive good things, that we have to constantly be expanding and that we don't get to contract. If you contract, if you go within, if you take a couple steps back, if you're resting, you're not being productive, you're not doing things right, you're bad, you're wrong. If you make a mistake, you're out. This is changing. This year, we are changing because we are lifting the veil of that oppression. This is not about whether God, or whatever word you want to use, is pleased with you. I consider myself a more of a spiritual being than a religious follower. Though I grew up with a lot of Christian, Orthodox Christian kind of belief systems. And I had a very strict father who was very demanding and making sure that we were abiding by the rules and not going to be burned in hell. And I really thought that there were so many things that I was going to be doing wrong, that was going to cast me out of heaven. And just by wearing, pants, let alone anything else. And so I grew up having to and then I had my mom, who was very much more open and free spirited and Rastafarian, and, looked at life from a place of peace and love and oneness and unity, einity. And so I had to kind of shift back and forth of this understanding, because though my father is Jamaican, he was very much in that religious dogmatic aspect. Though he was singing reggae and about peace and love and light, there was also this like very, very tough, strict, rigid kind of dogmatic persona. He's very much softened since then, which I'm grateful for. Thank God for my little sister. My little sister doesn't have to experience that. But we all get different parts of ourselves. So sorry, I'm not really seeing the chat because I'm kind of in going off on sharing my story. But yes, Nathan, you said this is the year of the snake. You're right, shedding that old skin. These are the skins that we're shedding. So I guess I'm sharing this with you to have you reflect today on your solar plexus of what it is in your self willpower that has been. This is where you see yourself, how you see yourself, your self actualization. Comes through in this solar plexus following your intuition, the direct conversation, the direct guidance from spirit, from divine. And so, me sharing this story with you might resonate because maybe you have also gone through moments in your life. It doesn't have to necessarily be, on a religious aspect, but like maybe in love and relationships, understanding what real love is versus contractual love, unconditional love versus love with conditions, right? Codependent love versus conscious love. Maybe it's been around money and these belief systems around how to make money and what money means, and money is the root of evil and people with money are bad, or that the lack mentality and scarcity mentality and poverty mentality. All of this is stemmed in a low vibrational frequency of our solar plexus. So today, we're going to get really deep into it. We're also going to learn a little bit more about even just like the healing powers. I have these of colors. I have these 3 books that I am using as our kind of our guide. The Book of Chakra Healing by Liz Simpson. Which I've been studying for about 9 years since I got into it. And then this is The Healing Power of Color, How to Use Color to Improve Your Mental, Physical, and Spiritual Well-Being by Betty Wood. If any of these, this was written in 1984, so if any of these are resonant with you. And we also have the Beyond Lemuria guidebook, which is the artist Izzy Ivy, who is the illustrator, the artist of these chakra oracles. She also does other, paintings in her book, but the chakra oracles. So we'll read about her downloads and wisdom for each chakra, as well as go a little bit deeper to learn more about each chakra, the color healing powers, all of it. So here we are in this solar plexus. Before we get into that, I'm just going to tune in to get some heart chakra vibrational frequencies, maybe some intuitive downloads that spirit might want us to tap into as we are here healing this solar plexus. Okay, so you can put your hand on your heart and we'll just kind of move in a little bit of silence. I do have the solar plexus meditation going on right now. I wish I had the sound bowls for each chakra. That's my goal. And to get some crystal healing, crystal bowls. That's what I'm manifesting right now into my existence. I just heard Spirit say, I am worthy. I'm worthy of manifesting all that I want in my existence. So this is something that the solar plexus is also a part of, that worthiness. Knowing that you are worthy of all that you desire. If you desire it, if it calls to your heart, that is a part of your light codes. That's part of your blueprint to receive. You are worthy of receiving. You are worthy of receiving. Your value is not based on what you can do for others, based on what you can produce, what you can provide. Your worthiness, your value is based on being in existence. I feel emotional when I feel that. Thank you, Spirit. That is someone, Spirit guides, wanting us to hear this. Someone needs to hear that. I know I do. The sound bowl has been very vocal today. So I'm hearing that there is definitely some direct communication and contact that our spirit or that spirit is reaching to us. Something is awakening and shifting in us. We are tapping in, tuning in, and turning on to these beautiful, delicious frequencies of conscious love. And this is really good. Staying in the flow, letting our Kundalini rise, allowing the old versions of ourselves to shed, the old lifetimes to shed. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I'm hearing we are safe, we are secure, we are nurtured, and we are comforted. We are allowed to shine, to follow our intuition, to be guided by the light. Maybe you need to take some deep breaths, release any tension. Okay, thank you. We'll go into another deeper meditation specifically around the solar plexus after we read a little bit more about the solar plexus. Nathan, you said green is good. Yes. That root or that heart chakra. Green and yellows, absolutely, the balance. So, Izzy Ivy writes about the solar plexus of radiant illumination, personal power, independence, self-discipline, confidence, assertiveness, decision-making, belief, intellectual abilities, expression of will, bringing ideas into reality. So I'm kind of like moving. Interesting that like I feel like spirit just kind of like moved me out of the way. That's so interesting. I like felt that nudge of like spirit moving. Interesting. The solar plexus chakra is the radiant center of our being. It holds the vibrant spark that brings our passions to life. Enter this space to step away from playing small, unworthiness, the idea that you are taking up space, and the insecurity-based competitiveness. Allow yourself to be attuned to the abundant life force that resides within this center and be energized, motivated, fueled, and inspired with inspiration, enthused and clear-minded, so you can bring forth more of yourself and what you wish to birth into the world. As you discover a deep and real sense of self-empowerment, you can more confidently lift others in celebration, harmonizing differences and shifting hierarchical paradigms into collective co-creation. Really beautiful, really beautiful. To restore the solar plexus, remember that you are a powerful being who can connect with potent life force energy as and when you need it. Be aware of what fuels your fire and consider circumstances where you had your power away. Imagine all the fragments of your energy that you have given away at some point and bring them all back to the center of your being. Beautiful. The themes of the solar plexus is your power and where you're putting your energy. The healing position is right in your navel, right above your navel is where I like to position it. And the color wash is golden yellow, hence the gold and the yellow that I was trying to reinforce today, right? When you make your altars, having these different crystals, which we'll read into, the crystals of it, and the yellow solar plexus here. The ruling planets, Mars and the Sun, the associated signs, Aries and Leo. The sound, Ram, R-A-M, Ram. Okay, the archetypes are the spiritual warrior, and then the dysfunctional archetype is the drudge. It's associated with the ram. Societal association, uniqueness, and individuality. Sacramental association is confirmation. The goals of the solar plexus is your purpose, effectiveness, endurance, self-respect. The life lesson is self-esteem and self-confidence, the courage to take risks and to be. To be all you are meant to be. I love that. To be authentic. Yeah, Nathan, you said Aries is the ram. That's right. Ram gang. Okay, where's my Aries ram gang at? All right. For those who are interested, I just did an all signs reading last night on my Tea+Tarot Tuesday, and we went through every single sign. So you can timestamp, find your sign, sun, moon, or rising, and see if those messages for February are for you. If you're in Aries, go check it out. It was dope. Your developmental the developmental age for the solar plexus is ages 14 to 21. So those teenage, high school, like I'm hearing freshman year until college. Those are the years. Freshman year through college. So all of that secondary college time frame, that's when your solar plexus, your identity, is coming online, is being developed. So isn't that interesting that we have these such, like, that's why when we go back to high school, you go back to your memories of high school and college, and you're just like, who was I? Like, I was all over the place trying to find myself. I know, for instance, I was. And sometimes you have to take those risks in order to be. And you have to learn by trial and error, by fire sometimes, right? Your self-will. The main issue is our personal power in that solar plexus energy. So as an Aries sun myself, like, definitely that has been such a major thing in my own personal development in my entire life. And when you combine that with childhood adversities, you realize, like, wow, a lot of that was shaped around so much of that, of who I thought I was shaped around this these experiences that happened to me, as well as that I witnessed around me, that I formed these beliefs around, right? But that's also goes back to your root and your sacral that we talked about in the last 2 days. But then it also does shape, like in your young adult years, who am I? How does that make me? If this is what I'm seeing, does that make me this? Does that mean I have to do that? Do I have to follow it in that way? And as you start to learn, that doesn't feel good. I don't really like that. I don't like the way I feel when I do that. I don't like the way I look when I do that. You know, you do start to shape and learn. And it just really depends on the strength of your own core self willpower, as well as the strength around the support around you that will allow you and enable you to discover more of your authentic self. Because if you don't have a support system, family, friends, school, society, community, to really help nurture you trying to find yourself, it can be really, really sticky, you know, to get out of things that are not in alignment with your truest, authentic self. And that's where we then start to lash out. That's where we start to do things and hurt people and act all sorts of sideways, because we're really literally beside ourselves, outside of ourselves. Yeah. Um, some characteristics. So if your solar plexus is what is considered too open, if the chakra is spinning too fast, you actually may be experiencing or portraying characteristics of anger, control, workaholism, judgmental, and this superior like aspect, like superior kind of egoic aspect. If your solar plexus is blocked, if it's spinning too sluggishly or not at all, then you may be experiencing or portraying characteristics of of overly concerned with what other people think, right? Feeling fearful of being alone, insecure, and needs constant reassurance. Very interesting. So if you're having a balanced chakra, though, if your solar plexus is at its uh, at its equilibrium, correct vibrational speed, you will respect yourself and others. You will portray personal power, and you'll be spontaneous and uninhibited. So kind of I'm hearing almost even some Aquarius energy to take from that, of like kind of being able to like separate yourself from your individual self, while also being a part of the humanity collective. So very interesting. Very interesting. I think that this is really, emotional dysfunctions. This is interesting to share, that you need to be in control, which is kind of what we were talking about, in that when your chakra is spinning too fast, overly sensitive to criticism, which is when your chakra is spinning too slow. You may have an addictive personality, maybe hyper aggression, low self-esteem, and there's that shame. Okay, so if you are having physical dysfunctions like stomach ulcers, fatigue, weight around the stomach, allergies, diabetes, that is an indicator that your solar plexus is out of balance. Your digestive system, muscles, pancreas, adrenals, all of that connects with the solar plexus. So very interesting to consider. These are some exercises that when I do my in-person, or when I'll do another workshop where we can do some more mindfulness and motion. I wanted to do it on this one, but for the sake of time and space, I wasn't able to kind of like figure that out, but I will. And if you're interested, definitely let me know. But these are some steps. These are some movements that you can do to help ground in your solar plexus. My favorite one is this one here of the warrior position, where you are grounded and you are really tapping into the warrior that you are. You're tapping into the strength of who you are. And you're, you got your both feet flat on the ground. You have one arm moving to the side, or one arm forward and one arm back. And you are just kind of keeping your palm up to receive all that is intended for you, all that is deserving for you. Okay, those are some things. There are some other things that you could do to help, but allowing yourself to become abandoned to the power within you, shutting off the inner voice of shouldn'ts and can'ts. Okay, so really beautiful. Oh, you know what? I know that the crystals associated are citrine. Citrine is a crystal that clears your, clears depressive energy of optimism. Yeah, citrine is the very first one. Then you have calcite. You have malachite. There's that green crystal that we were talking about too. And then there's the sunstone, okay? So these are some really beautiful things if you're interested in the crystal healing properties of it. Citrine enhances self-confidence, can overcome attraction to addictive substances, which is a common dysfunction of the solar plexus. Okay. Can also be a great benefit for digestive problems. Calcite comes in different colors, but you can find an orange one, or a golden or yellow. Intensifies, helping to kickstart after removing blockages. Yeah, this is good for dysfunctions in the pancreas, kidney, and spleen. Sunstone ranges from different colors as well. In ancient Greece, it represents the sun god, bringing good fortune to anyone who wore it. It's also useful for reducing tension in the stomach for release of ulcers. Malachite is a green crystal. It also helps link the solar plexus to the heart to promote compassion that's needed to ensure personal power and to ensure that your personal power doesn't become misplaced. It also helps, it's a help for remembering dreams and meditation. So I love that. So those are some things that are fun to know about, that you can learn about and make your wise, educated decision. So the healing power of yellow, just want to read about this and then we can do a quick meditation, and then we'll pull from from the Akashic Star Child Tarot for our final message from Spirit around this solar plexus. But yellow, around when you have the aura of yellow, it represents mental activity and can be noted in the auras when the subject is concentrating, reading or writing, or engaged in any other left brain activity. Unless one is predominantly the thinker type of person, it tends to come and go. A good yellow is an excellent color to have in the aura and is sometimes brightens into gold if the person's thinking is on a highly spiritual level. Maybe next time, I'm just gonna, it's kind of long, so I'm just gonna choose what it seems like, like it's good. I think I'm gonna stop it right there. It seems like a good place. I'll say this last sentence. Good yellow aura people are usually bright and cheerful, capable and resourceful. But as said, yellow appears in most auras from time to time. Very good stuff to know, okay? So, given that information of our solar plexus, I think that that is really good segue to come into our solar plexus cleansing and clearing and balancing. Now that we know which chakras, what the what pace your solar plexus might be at. If you recognize that you may predominantly be at a too fast of pace in your solar plexus, being more too controlling, too kind of, I'm hearing egotistical, superior, or if you feel more insecure and worried about what other people think and your solar plexus is moving too slowly, this is really good knowledge to become more self-aware of what's happening. And in this moment, how you're feeling right now, we can use this in our meditation, our quick cleansing and balancing meditation, to bring it into an equilibrium. Okay, so you can sit comfortably if you'd like. You can place your hand on your solar plexus or on your right above your navel, right where your kind of diaphragm is. You can lay down if you like. You can stand in one of those exercise positions, the warrior position if you'd like. But close your eyes and let's just take a couple of deep breaths to ground into our solar plexus. And you can even say out loud the Hindu mantra sound of Ram. As you ground into your solar plexus, imagine any of the crystals that we spoke about: citrine, calcite, malachite, sunstone, crystal dust, kind of turning those crystals into a dust-like to sprinkle into your solar plexus. If you don't know what they look like, just visualize which one resonated with you, and also a gold or yellow crystal turning into kind of a dust. I'm hearing fairy dust into your solar plexus to cleanse it with healthy, maturing, and balanced. I want to put my hand on my heart for that malachite as well, to move it, mix it with heartfelt compassion for yourself as you are. Clearing any of the shame that you may be feeling about who you are. And remembering the pure essence of who you are, the mere existence of who you are is worthy, is lovable. You are learning every day how to show up authentically. You're learning how to step in your light, regardless of expectations from others, regardless of the patterns and conditionings. You're ending cycles around those toxic beliefs, agreements, habits, addictions. And you're falling more and more and more in love with you. You are a child of God, a child of the universe, of divine. You are an extension of the omnipresence of love. And you are perfect just the way you are. I'm hearing Jason Mraz or Bruno Mars. Just the way you are. Cause you're amazing. Just the way you are. Okay? So believe that. Sit with that. Allow it to move through you. Let any emotions that may be rising into your solar plexus, clearing, cleansing, brightening that yellow core space. You can trust yourself. You can trust your intuition. You are guided and you are protected. You can't get it wrong because you'll never get it done. And you'll never get it done because you are constantly evolving and expanding. Feel the rise and fall of your breaths, of your diaphragm. When you feel ready, you can wiggle your toes, your fingers, your head. You can blink a couple of times. You can move. You can recalibrate and integrate. And we are back. And we are beautiful. And we are going to see what Spirit has to say about how we can utilize this energy of our solar plexus. Okay, look at that. We have the Star card, which came out in my daily divine message just earlier today. So if that feels calling to you, you can check out the daily divine messages from Spirit playlist in my description box and see if there are maybe any additional messages for you around this conversation. But the Star card I'm hearing with this, that is your chi. That is the light within you. That is your radiant illuminescence, essence. Follow the star within you. Follow the light. That's your North Star. That's your guide. That's your chi, right? Your desires, your wishes, your hopes. That's your guiding light. In the Daily Divine, not to mention it again, but that was the topic that Spirit wanted us to talk about, was the next right thing. And the next right thing sometimes may be different than what society says the next right thing should be. Maybe society says the right thing is to make sure you're producing enough material things. Whereas maybe your core knows that the next right thing is to find peace and balance and to follow your soul's wish, desires. And that may or may not look like materialized money or romance. Maybe it does. But you get to decide, because this is your star. It's your guiding North Star. Trust it and believe it. 7 of crystals underneath that, meaning the seeds have been planted within you. And if you nurture those seeds with water and light and love and warmth and compassion, it will grow. Okay? Trust. You trust the plants to grow. You don't force it to grow. You trust the plants to be and move how they need to grow and move and be. You can't force it to grow any faster. You can't force a baby to grow in your belly any faster, in your sacral. You can't force it. But you can guide it, you can trust it, you can nurture it with love and compassion. And how you nurture that, how you put that energy, your energy into those seeds, into your desires, into your wishes, that is how it's going to grow. So be wise and mindful of the words that we're telling ourselves. Shift the lack mentality, shift the shame mentality, shift those false disempowering beliefs, and tune into the frequencies of the highest love and light and trust. Okay? I hope this helps. This was really beautiful. If it does, feel free to give this video a thumbs up. If you'd like to be a part of my Vibe Tribe, where we're healing the heart of a woman and the soul of mankind through conscious love, be sure to subscribe to my channel, because I do tune into the frequencies of those who are in this Vibe Tribe. We're small and mighty, but we're growing so much because of your support. You are allowing me to be able to continue doing this more and more and more, and touch more and more souls, and be able to provide more and more guidance. And it allows me to also walk in my purpose and my path, because this is my wish for soul, for life, for us, for humanity. To be in our highest vibration, to step in our fullest capacity, and to live out what is our potential and what has been intended for us on earth as it is in heaven. So, amen. Ashe. Namaste. The light within me honors, values, and appreciates the light within you. If you ever feel the call or desire to meet with me one-on-one for a soul session, I do offer them. I also make my own tea with my FemRems apothecary, so you do receive a 1-ounce handcrafted fruit-infused tea with your soul sessions. I like to call them Tea and Tarot soul sessions. If that is something that interests you, you can definitely find my information in my description box. You can email me. You can find me on my social media. Message me there on Instagram or TikTok, Princess Leah 888. I would love to connect with you and help you on your journey, okay? Until next time, my beautiful beloveds. Peace and love. Namaste. Bye.